not just partisan salad. Now listen here to this ballad. We've seemed to arrive all the way to season 5. These curtains have been all around. Now we're homeward bound. Just give us the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space Cruise on Curdy. Space Cruise on Sally. Space Cruise on Caesar. Space Cruise on
Sigourney Weaver.
Who? Everybody's doing it.
Welcome one and all to the latest episode of Space Crew Talk.
What's with the theatrics, Curdy?
Oh, it's to get everyone back in the mood for today's story, part 2 of the Jersey Devil.
You realize that Halloween has passed.
Oh, not if it's in your heart. Every day is Halloween for me.
Perhaps we should play a word from today's sponsor before we get into today's story.
Oh, all right, play it.
Welcome to the Wild World of Sports presentation of Don't Break the Ice, the only show filmed on and sometimes under the frozen top layer of Lake Minnetonka in Hennepin County, Minnesota. 113 feet deep and yes, quite cold, Lake Minnetonka serves as our playing field for this winter's new breakout game show, Don't Break the Ice. You would think that the top layer of ice on Lake Minnetonka would be thick enough to cross in the middle of winter, but for the sake of the show, you'll race a Zamboni across the ice. And when I say race, I mean it'll be chasing you. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Apply now. We have openings for runners and Zamboni drivers. Don't break the ice. Look for it at a station near you.
Okay, now can we get back to the story? I've got to know about the mysterious dagger and find out what happens with the Jersey Devil.
Yes, but perhaps we should give our audience a recap from part 1.
You got it. Well, we were introduced to Professor Pear by the mysterious narrator. The professor and the narrator are working for Chaos and are tasked with investigating and resolving mysterious, supernatural, and scary situations. They have an amulet with them they think is linked to the Jersey Devil and may even control it. Mother Leeds is believed to have given one of her children to the devil, who turned the child into the Jersey Devil. The professor and the narrator met up with their driver, Mac, who took them to Goodwin's trading post where the professor spotted a mysterious dagger. Mr. Goodwin seemed apprehensive about handing over the dagger to the professor, but has removed it from the display case.
Well done, Curdy.
Phew, thank you.
You seem very invested in this story.
I've got to know what happens next. What about the Jersey Devil?
Perhaps if we start the story, we will find out.
Oh, yes, please.
Mr. Goodwin opens the case and puts his hand on the hilt of the knife and pauses, as if trying to decide what to do next.
Here you go.
He carefully turns the knife around and places the hilt into the professor's hand. The professor tests the weight and balance of the knife, but I can tell he is closely studying the symbols.
How much do you want for it?
$50.
And how much for the lanterns, fuel, rope, matches?
$10.
The professor leans towards Mac and myself.
How much do you have?
50 cents. But we'll need that for gas to get us to the Pine Barrens and back.
A sawbuck? 12?
Can we make a deal, Mr. Goodwin? I have something I think you might be interested in.
The professor brings the amulet out of his coat pocket. It catches the light from the shop windows, and the figure on the amulet begins to fly, to dance, really. It isn't until that moment that I realize the figure resembles a goat with wings standing on its back legs as if it's about to take flight. Mr. Goodwin is mesmerized.
I can see you are interested. So here's my offer. We pay for the lanterns and the supplies now, but if you loan us the knife, we will return with the knife and the amulet. Both will be yours.
What assurances do I have of you keeping your word?
Mac, of course. He'll vouch for me.
The professor and Mr. Goodwin both look at Mac.
You have my word, Mr. Goodwin.
Headed to the Pine Barrens, are you?
Yes, sir.
Just surveying?
Just surveying.
After a long pause, Mr. Goodwin begins to nod.
I'll hold you to it, Mac.
You can count on me, sir.
And with that, we have our supplies and the knife and are heading toward the Pine Barrens in search of the Jersey Devil. A couple hours later, we turn off of a rarely traveled dirt road and onto an even less traveled dirt path, complete with a grassy mound in between the wheel ruts. The ride gets rough, and so is the mood.
We're running out of road. I'm pulling over.
But the path keeps going.
Yeah, but I'm not sacrificing Vera.
Vera?
My car. I named her after the one that got away.
I can't blame him. Vera is a beauty. I wouldn't sacrifice her either. We fuel the lanterns. The professor pockets the matches and slips the knife into his belt and grabs one of the lanterns. Mac slings the rope across his chest and then grabs his rifle from the trunk, along with a box of shells. I grab the other 2 lanterns with one hand and the tire iron with the other. Following a not-so-worn path, we emerge from the woods into a small clearing. In the center is a dilapidated shack. The path leads past the shack and into the tree line on the other side of the clearing. A single door stands ajar in the center of the porch between the 2 blank windows. The way the porch decking is drooping on each side of the house, in conjunction with the windows and the door, it looks like a morose giant frowning at us.
I don't see much way of habitation. No one has been out here for a while.
Actually, I disagree. There are tire tracks in the dried mud.
Do you think anyone is here?
Mac, check the back of the house.
As Mac makes his way around the right side of the house, I veer to the left.
All clear.
Now what?
We go in.
I know I've followed you into some pretty creepy places, but something about this seems a little off here.
You're right. Mac, stay out here and keep an eye out.
I tell you, this place gives me the creeps, and he gets to stay outside?
I've told you, I've got your back. Now give Mac one of the lanterns. It's starting to get dark, and I'm not sure how long we're going to be inside.
I hand Mac a lantern, and the professor hands him a couple of matches. The professor motions towards the porch and the front door.
Age before beauty.
Respect your elders, I quip back, but start up the steps to the porch. Inside, we see numerous small animal carcasses in different stages of decay. Some of the bones have been picked clean, while others are moldy and are splayed out like the remnants of prey after a pack of wild dogs have had their fill.
Interesting.
Now, I think the professor is commenting on the corpses, but he motions towards the chimney above the mantel, where a symbol is carved into the stones.
I haven't seen that symbol for a very long time.
Professor, we've got company.
We join Mac in the yard as a Ford pickup pulls up and 4 men in hooded robes climb out. All 4 are carrying weapons. 2 with rifles, 1 with a pitchfork, and 1 with a Civil War battle sword.
Can I help you?
You're trespassing. You need to leave.
The voice coming from the man with the sword seems familiar, but I can't place it.
And who might you be?
We are the caretakers. We serve the Biyaki.
That's what I thought, Biyaki. And I suppose you would also like this.
The professor reaches into his coat pocket and removes the amulet. In the low light of dusk, the amulet glows. The man with the sword pushes back his hood.
Mr. Goodwin?
Hello, Mac.
Mr. Goodwin, I don't know what is going on, but I'm a man of my word. I think you know that.
Yes, Mac, I know.
Well, I have been entrusted with the safety of these men, and I intend to protect them, no matter what. And you know I don't bluff.
Listen, Mac, this is bigger than you and your honor. I suggest you step aside and leave these trespassers to me. Now for you, Professor. I need that dagger.
The dagger?
That was the deal. The loan of the dagger for the amulet. Your time is up.
The professor removes the dagger from his belt and slings off the sheath. The symbols on the blade are also glowing.
The deal was to hand them over upon return to Philly. This seems premature.
I'm afraid you won't be going back to Philly.
Suddenly, the stones of the chimney explode and rain down on us. I duck to avoid being hit. When I look up, I see, hovering over where the chimney had been, a goat-like creature with wings. Its eyes are glowing red, and fire escapes its mouth. One of the hooded figures with a rifle takes a shot at the creature. A good shot, as the creature is pushed back from the impact. But with one flap of its great wings, it heads towards the man. He attempts to get the rifle into place to fire a second shot, but is grabbed by the creature's talons. He screams in pain and drops the rifle.
Byakhee, no! We are here to protect you.
The creature ignores Goodwin and tears into the man. Seeing this as an opportunity, Mac takes a shot at the other hooded figure with a rifle. He misses, but scares the guy who dives behind a woodpile. Goodwin lunges at the professor, swinging the sword wildly.
You will pay for this.
The professor sidesteps Goodwin and opens a gash across his leg as he passes. By this time, Pitchfork Guy is rushing me, eager to turn me into a shish kebab. He grazes my left arm and I twist to get out of the way. The next few minutes are a blur as I am preoccupied with a pitchfork repeatedly trying to penetrate my body. Eventually, a lucky connection of my tire iron to the man's head incapacitates him and allows me to evaluate the status of my comrades. I look up to see the other hooded rifleman not shooting at Mac, but at the creature. None too happy, the creature drops the remains of the first rifleman and heads for his new target. I turn to see Mac land the butt of his rifle on the face of Goodwin.
I told you I don't bluff.
That's enough, Mac. We need to get information out of him.
Mac steps back, but is standing ready to follow up with another blow.
So, Mr. Goodwin, the caretakers. What is your role in all of this?
Why should I tell you anything?
Well, I think you're outnumbered, and it would be awful if the Byakhee picked you for his next snack.
All right. Yes, we feed it and protect it. Our families have been the caretakers, the guardians for generations, all in hopes of one day being selected.
Selected?
It was foretold that one of us would be selected to travel to the kingdom, and there we will bask in the presence of an all-powerful being. Several have tried to control the Byakhee, thinking that would win them the prize. The amulet was forged by Samuel Leeds, the grandson of Mother Leeds. He, too, was killed by the Byakhee.
He don't look so good.
I nicked his artery. He's been bleeding out pretty quickly. I don't think he has much time left.
The professor looks down in regret for what he has done with the knife and notices the symbols on the knife are glowing. He takes a closer look at the blade.
Hail to thee, unnameable king, when the ancient moon is new. Construct for him a stone ring, place within a gift from you.
I think I know what this means.
Swiftly on, Caligula's wing, his blessed envoy passes through. Byakhee faithfully serving. Speak, cloud death, nostk, chulog, Zulu.
And that tells us how to release the Byakhee.
Release it? Haven't you seen what it's done to those guys?
I believe he's a transport with waiting on cargo. And in a way, we can kill two birds with one stone. Figuratively, of course. Gather up stones from the chimney and form them into a circle.
As Mac and I gather the stones, the professor forms a circle with them around Goodwin. Once the circle is complete, he smashes the amulet on a stone next to Goodwin. This gets the attention of the Byakhee. It begins circling us.
I don't like this.
Mac raises the rifle and sets his sight on the creature.
No, put it down. The only reason we haven't been attacked is because we haven't attacked it.
Mac lowers his rifle. The professor kneels over Goodwin and raises the dagger high. He pauses in that position for quite some time, reciting something to himself over and over.
Cloud death, nostk, chulog, Zulu.
In a blink of an eye, the professor brings down the dagger, piercing Goodwin's chest and heart. The dagger glows, and a form, or a mist, a shadow, rises out of the body and is intercepted by the Byakhee. The form climbs onto the creature's back, which heads off into the west. On our walk back to Vera, the professor fills in the gaps.
The key to everything was the translation. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. It was based in Lovecraftian lore. When Goodwin mentioned the Biyaki, it all became clear. The Biyaki are an alien race that act as vessels to transport passengers, all right. But Goodwin had something wrong. You see, they literally fly through space. They are an interplanetary species, so a human catching a ride would perish once they left our atmosphere. But his soul, given freely and only by means of the dagger, could make the trip. Goodwin wanted to travel to the kingdom, and the Biyaki wanted to go home. I just filled in the missing pieces.
And what of the fourth hooded gentleman? The one with the pitchfork. He came too and took off for the woods. To this day, there are stories of a pitchfork-wielding specter roaming the Pine Barrens in search of the Biyaki. So, if you find yourself in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey at night, keep your head down and your eyes open.
That was pretty spooky, Sally. I may have to sleep with my eyes open tonight.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Curdy. And the piece about Vera was interesting.
It was at that. I wonder if there's a connection.
With the car or the one who got away?
I assume the one who got away, but who knows? Speaking of which, do you have an update on your search for Vera?
I do. A couple of weeks ago I met with the Brain Trust.
The FSBT?
Correct. Anyway, the Brain Trust believes that due to the design of the IDGT being powered with AC and not DC, is what caused Vera's splitting and consciousness. Da Vinci thinks that if we can convert the signal from AC to DC, it might help us find where Vera went. I'll have more by our next meeting.
Oh, that does sound promising. Thank you, Sally.
May I add one more thing to today's show?
What's that?
I would like to share with the audience this week's installment to Sally's Poetry Corner.
Oh, this thing again. We're still doing it?
Of course, Curdy. Poetry is a natural way to share one's inner feelings on their journey to peace and balance.
Well, kumbaya.
Kumbaya is the title and refrain of an African-American spiritual that translates to come by here. The song is a plea to God to help those who are oppressed.
Well, thank you, Sally. I appreciate you clearing that up. Perhaps we should move on to your poetry reading.
Oh, it is not a reading. It is me, bearing my soul.
Bear away.
Jack and Jill went up the hill, but stopped to talk to their good friend Phil. Phil wrote a song of inclusion that turned into a land of confusion. Against all odds, he sang it right, and still it is in the air tonight. Do you remember my song Susudio? He asked on the way to his studio. His invisible touch was on the studio door, and he sang, I don't care anymore. They started to groove, and fell into a trance, but Phil stopped them and said, you can't dance. Now Jill left Jack, because he was in too deep. He would sing all night, and would never sleep. So with separate lives, Jack has paid the price, for another day, in paradise.
Well, so that's what your soul sounds like.
Yes. Doesn't it make you want to sing?
It kind of makes me want to climb on the back of a Biyaki. But thank you, Sally. Perhaps it's time to end the show.
As long as you aren't ending it with a ceremonial dagger, I am in.
Well, audience, it's been a pleasure to spend this time with you. So until we meet again, keep peace in your hearts until our next story time.
Don't just sit and scoff. Season 5-0 is taking off. Here to show wrong from right. Share with you the true life. Even though things might be tight, the future's bright so the writer can write. Now, give us the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Space Crew on Curdy. Space Crew on Sally. Space Crew on Susan. Space Crew on...
You know, Alien.
I'll give you Alien.
Space Crew taunts again and again. No matter where, no matter when. There to be found, the legendary now. So let's count up. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.0. Now here we go! Space Crew on Curdy.
'cause in space, no one can hear you sing.
Whitney Houston, we have a problem.
Space Croutons is a work of original fiction. Similarities to situations or events, real or fictional, is coincidental and unintentional. Created and written by Jerry, Jace, John, Della, and Jeff Goodson. Episode story by Jace and Jerry. Original music by Levi, John, Della, Jerry, and Jeff. Production by Jerry. Featuring the voice talents of Barry Shea, Jared, Jace, John, Jeff, Jerry, and Sally. Entire work copyright 2024 by Jeff, John, Jerry, Della, and Jace Goodson. This has been a Good Witch audio production.
Keep peace in your hearts until our next story time.